So, hey, what's up, YouTube? Yeah, this your boy, 0618. Hey, man, we got some first-hand knowledge from yesterday's hearing with Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Dr. Love. And so, we actually got, uh, we know what the judge said, and we know what his lawyers, was the argument that his lawyers was arguing. And the lawyers, they really did a hell of a thing by getting him in the very next day to see the district judge. He had his bail appeal. He had his bail hearing appeal in front of the district judge. And for you that don't know, the district judge is the head judge in that venue. You know, once he make his ruling, then that's it. That's it. He got the last say. You know. So yesterday, Diddy came to court. He was flanked by 2 U.S. Marshals when he came into the courtroom. He had on a black shirt, and I'm not getting no reports on what type of pants he had on. I would assume he had some on. But yeah, he had on a black shirt. So after they were seated, his lawyer began, his rebuttal from the decision yesterday. So he started off by saying that Puff had been knowing this was coming down the pipe for a couple months, and that's why he moved to New York in anticipation of he was going to turn himself in. Well, when he got to New York, his lawyer contacted the U.S. Attorney General to make arrangements for Diddy to turn himself in. And so, as it would have it, the Attorney General's office said, well, we'll get back with you. We're gonna chop it up and kick it around, and we'll get back with you. Well, they never got back with him, and so by Puff not surrendering, now they have an argument for a bail denial. Had he turned himself in, then they wouldn't have had no kind of near strong argument to try to deny him bail. So that was the whole thing. That's why they never got back in touch with the lawyer, because they wanted to arrest him so that they could argue that he was this big flight risk, whip, whop, the wham, this, that, and the third. So, they caught him, they hemmed him up that night in the hotel, and they went on and took him to jail. So, well, his lawyer started off by saying, Mr. Combs here, he's giving to charity. He said that Bad Boy Entertainment had donated to all type of school programs. He said also that P. Diddy's companies had created thousands of jobs in the community that the job was in. So through all that, the lawyer said, well, we have an updated bond package. We have an updated $50 million bond package. Because as you know, they told the same thing to the first judge, that they laid down a spiel for the bond, but she wasn't trying to hear it. So his lawyer claimed that he had an updated package, and it basically was the same. He started off by saying he wanted the court to consider that Diddy had planned to surrender, that he had moved to New York to surrender, to where he would be right here where the court proceedings are, and he could just go back and forth to his court proceedings without taking a jet all the way across country. So he said, he's telling the judge, would you consider that? He also said that in this bond package that Mr. Combs would not be allowed to have any female visitors. He also said that Mr. Combs would submit to ankle monitoring, ankle-breasted GPS monitoring. Uh, he said he also pointed out that his mother, his sister, two daughters, and a son would would sign the security and be on the be on the bond as well. They were going to sign their names and put up and be responsible for whatever you know uh, their part would be responsible for whatever their part was. You know, so they wanted to secure. Then he also said that they would secure residence. He had a $48 million property at Two Star Island Drive, and he also owned a property next to that. The attorney pointed out that I think it was September 5th, Mr. Combs paid $18,000 on Two Star Island to pay off the mortgage so that he would be able to use the house as collateral for his bond. Uh, he said that Mr. Combs was trying to sell his plane, and he had been trying to sell his plane since April, April or March, something like that. He had been trying to sell his plane. Uh, the lawyer also said that Mr. Combs would submit to not having any visitors, none at all. He would submit to having weekly drug testing, and so the judge asked him because it pretty much sounded like the last package. So the judge asked him, "Well, sir, get to the point." You know. So I'm just gonna tell you, man, if you a defendant in court trying to get bail, and your lawyer is arguing, and the judge, your lawyer is arguing some good points as far as you concerned. You understand me? Uh, the judge up and say to your lawyer, "Get to the point." Well, man, look here. That ain't gonna be no good feeling, cause your mind gonna tell you that, the judge ain't going for that at all. So so when the judge said, "Get to the point," he went on to say that Mr. Combs would submit to weekly drug testing. They would put cameras in every room of the house, record that would be monitored in real time, live in real time. They would put cameras all over the whole house. He also told the judge that what the judge was seeing in that video was two people that was in love. The lawyer is trying to argue that Cassie and Mr. Combs, that's the way they showed their love for each other. They had sex and violence in their intimacy, and every now and again they like to have a third person on board. Just to spice things up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so then the judge said, "Well, what does love got to do with it? What does love have to do with him punching and dragging her down the hallway and kicking her?" So now, if you're a defendant, you pretty much ready for them to tell you. You pretty much ready to tell them, "Man, go and take me to the back," because you already see what this judge is on. He he ain't trying to hear, and you can tell that already. I don't even know. He might be close to borderline being already biased when he came in there. But I guess he did make a good point when he said the video was troubling. So by that being said, now you know the judge seen the video. If you Mr. Combs, you know the judge seen the video of you beating the hell out of Cassidy in the hallway. You ain't got nothing on but a towel, and you beating her and giving her the Bronco stomp and pulling her by her hair. Judge seen all that. So now you got to know that that's not a good look. So the lawyer went on to say that Mr. Combs had found out that Cassie was cheating on him, and he just, that put him in a bad spot. That put him in a bad place. Her cheating on him. So the lawyer pretty much trying to make the excuse that by Cassie cheating on her, that was the reason that Puff had given her the Bronco stomp, mashed her head in the floor, kicked her, stomped her, drug her by her hair back to the room. So, like I say, the lawyer saying Mr. Combs was jealous, and that's why he did it. And this clown also had the nerve to say that the governor of New York had did the same thing, yet he didn't get prosecuted. Did you hear what I said? He told the judge that the governor of New York did the same thing, and he never got prosecuted. So now, as you can see, he desperate. He desperate because he's seeing that the judge really ain't really the judge ain't feeling none of that. He ain't feeling none of that. So by this time, the lawyer knows that he's pretty much losing. So the next thing he said was, Mr. Combs, when he was younger, he was an altar boy. Did y'all hear me? I said the lawyer told the judge that as a youngster, as a young kid, Mr. Combs was an altar boy. So he trying to he know it's over with. So the judge threw out another bombshell. He asked him, "So sir, how far back are you gonna go?" The judge want to know, are we gonna go back to his prenatal days or what? Because you telling me somebody here altar boy back when he was a youngster. This man, 50 some years old. So you done went back 40 years, trying to save this man, you know. And the lawyer actually had a nerve to say that Mr. Combs listens to a sermon each and every day before he starts his day. Now, how many of y'all in the house believe that? This is what the lawyer is asking. Everything I done told you guys, what the judge said and what the lawyer said, that's what was said in the courtroom. That's real stuff. I got good sources. I got very good sources. I got people in New York that's well, if I know what was said in the courtroom, I got to know somebody somewhere. So yeah, he told him that Mr. Combs was an altar boy, and that Mr. Combs had done a lot, everything in his power to show the court that he was trustworthy, leading up to the arrest, by coming to New York. Oh, and I forgot to mention that him and 5 of his kids submitted their passports. And so yeah, the lawyer's trying to say that he didn't gave his passports up. He got a house. The house on Two Star Island was worth $48 million. Then he was gonna he's gonna put his mom's house up and his sisters. I believe it was his mom, him, and his sisters. He was gonna put their house up along with the house on Two Star Island worth $48 million. So the judge said, okay, well, he didn't heard from both sides. The bail package is insufficient for this case. And that's when he loaded the bombshell and said, Mr. Combs will remain in detention. So then, Puffy's heart, it just sunk in. You dig? His heart just bottomed out. His lawyer didn't really have much to work with. You can be a good person with a bad attorney, or there can be a good attorney and a bad person. And I think that's what we had here with this lawyer and Sean Dr. Love Combs, is that it was just so much firepower against him that he He just didn't have nothing. I mean, he desperate when he's talking about this man listen to a sermon every day. He used to be an altar boy. You understand me? All that, you know. So, hey, that's what my sources tell me that happened and what was said in the courtroom. Uh, I didn't get no information on what Puff looked like. Did he fall out in the middle of the floor and start screaming and hollering? I don't know. But what I do know is that his lawyer did the best that he could with what he had to with what he had to work with. So there we have it. Diddy will be locked up to the trial, and so it could potentially be when they picked up Diddy the other night. That could potentially be the last time that he's ever a free man. You know, I think his thing might be a little worse than R. Kelly, and R. Kelly got a 30 ball. So I know Diddy and that he going through it. He going through it, knowing that he's not gonna get out to the trial. Hell, the trial might be a year away. You know, and so you got to just dry sit there. Only good thing for him is that all the time count. That's the only thing that he got to look forward to is good time. You understand me? So, hey, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I ask you to subscribe to the channel. Give me that thumbs up. And hey, give me a comment. You know, get in the comments and let me know how y'all feel about Puff, Dr. Love, Diddy, Combs. And so until the next time, peace.